All right, welcome to another edition of the Fearless Forecast. There's only two of us, so we have to be extra fearless this week. But to get some housekeeping thing, it is Labor Day. Tony had to work Labor Day, so the schedule, we gave him the week off. And another thing as well.
From the forecast.
For the forecast, yeah, not the whole week. He had to work Labor Day, so he got, he couldn't be here today for the show, but the way it worked out. And then another thing too, Jim, as we look at the schedule, South Central is off this week.
Yeah.
Not because of Labor Day, I don't know why, just the way the schedule worked out.
Really early bye week.
Yeah, shout out to the Falcons too. They're 2-0.
Yeah.
They're feeling good. It's a really good story so far. So they get a week to relax and kind of go into things, and hopefully Tony is enjoying himself today as we knock out this forecast. But yeah, let's we talked, Jim, the 4 good games, or there's only 4 games that seem like good ones. We'll start the first one here, if you'll take it. An all Pitt County matchup. Yep. They play every year. We're used to it. Griffin is against North Pitt.
Seems like we've had one Pitt County matchup each week.
Yeah.
This is the one this week. And the one thing both these teams have in common is they've both lost to Conley already once this year. Both teams are kind of are coming off some struggles.
Yep.
Griffin got a rare shutout for the Chargers against Conley last Friday. And then, of course, North Pitt 0-2 to start the season. Had a rough opener with Conley too. So both teams really looking to right the ship right now.
Yeah, especially on offense too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, both teams looking for the right mix of guys and running backs and quarterbacks and all that.
And sometimes some of that might be how good is Conley's defense.
You're right.
They may be playing a big part in those numbers that those teams have seen. I mean, to hold those two teams combined to 7 points, and those 7 points are only from scored by defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot about what Conley's doing.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of hard to get a gauge on how good these teams are.
I agree. I think this is an important week for both these teams to, as you said, maybe reveal a little bit about what we're looking at, maybe long term. All right, to pick that one, who are you going with? I agree.
I think I'm going with the Chargers. I know they're coming off like a shutout in that game against Conley, but I think they're going to have a little too much. I think they're going to be able to grind out a win like they did in week 1.
Yeah.
I think they come away with it.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go with Griffin as well. I think, as we touched on, North Pitt has more question marks right now than Griffin probably. They have some guys, especially on defense. Some of the names we're used to, the Jake Wright, the defensive lineman going to ECU, Justin Brown, and the different offense. They have some weapons, Michael Baker, some guys that we know, and I think they make some big plays and the Chargers win. But I think an interesting, intriguing game Friday for both teams.
Be a good game to watch, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Good one to cover or to watch as a fan for sure. Speaking of intriguing, I'll take the next one here. Conley, Washington are playing. Last year they played at Conley. Washington was down 21-0 in the 4th quarter with about 8 minutes left. Storms back and scores 28 points. Kind of a crazy, just kind of shocked Conley, really. I mean, Conley was rolling, looked like they were going to do their normal thing and get a big win. Out of nowhere, just snowballed. You have an onside kick, a turnover, different things happen. All of a sudden, Washington wins like that. So this is a tough game for both teams. Washington is 1-1. Conley, as we've mentioned, is 2-0. But Washington's played a really tough schedule so far. Their one loss is Havelock, I believe. So they've played some good teams. We know how
There's no shame in losing to Havelock.
Yeah, we know how good Havelock is, and I think Washington's a strong team. Conley, obviously, a very strong team and is rolling. You mentioned the Conley defense. I mean, that's Washington. The past few years has been a good defensive team as well. So I'd expect probably a low-scoring game. 2 good defenses going at it, and I think it's going to be a great game Friday. As we mentioned, just like the first one, I think this is a good game to watch, to check out, and see what happens. As far as a pick, I'll start there, and I'm kind of tempted to take Washington, but I don't think I can pick against Conley right now. I think at 2-0, I know it seems like I do that every week, but at 2-0, Conley is really kind of has all phases working. The offense is kind of doing its thing. Defense hasn't given up a point, as we said. Yeah, I mean, so as long as that defense is playing the way it is, I'll take the Vikings. But I think it's a really good game. They're going to have to go earn the win. But I think they win a close one.
Okay. I'm not going to hem and haw back and forth. I'm going to pick Conley in this one. I think you got to pick them right now. Their defense is playing way too well.
Yeah.
They got a freshman quarterback who hasn't missed a beat. He's just rolling. It's really impressive what they're doing right now. I think they keep it up this Friday. Conley gets the win.
Okay, next one. 2 undefeated teams here.
Yeah.
As we mentioned each week, the Jaguars are finally at home this time,
Yeah.
so we can see see them, and if you're in Farmville, go check them out because they got a good thing going right now. They host Pamlico County.
Yeah, Farmville, we got a bunch of local teams playing really well right now at
Yeah.
Sept, along with Conley and Farmville and Rose and South Central. I mean, it's just a really good start for some of these programs.
Yep.
Yeah, but Farmville, just another impressive win. Granted, North Lenore's down a little bit this year.
Yeah.
But what's really impressive to me about Farmville is the number of different ways they score. We're just looking at the stats from this past week. Kayshawn Baker scored 4 touchdowns, 2 running, 2 through the air.
Yeah.
Shaq Parker gives him this extra dimension where he only completed 3 passes, but he only attempted 3 passes.
Yeah. Long passes,
yeah,
too,
for 121 yards.
Exactly.
And that keeps defenses honest. And if they can do that all year long, they're going to be so hard to stop on offense. And they keep playing like they're playing right now. I just don't know. Someone's going to have a hard time slowing them down.
I agree.
Now, what was also impressive is even when they put the backups in, they continue to score.
Yeah.
And you look at the number of guys who scored touchdowns. Baker had 4 early ones, and then I think 3 different guys scored from off the bench.
Yeah.
Really impressive outing right there for them.
Yeah.
Pamlico's 2-0 though, so this is going to be definitely the toughest test, I think. Even though Plymouth, having a nice little streak going into that game,
Yeah.
I think this one's going to be a real test and a real big game to be able to play at home.
Yeah, I agree. Farmville goes to the road again the following week, so this is like the
No
one
luck.
home game you get early in the schedule. And I'm excited to see the Jaguars. Are you picking Farmville?
Oh yeah,
now?
I'm going to pick Farmville. I mean, just right. I've been picking them all season. They've
Yeah.
been doing pretty well
It's
for me.
worked.
Yeah, it has. So I'm going to pick them again. I think I'm still. Am I perfect still?
I think you are.
I am. I'm still
Yeah.
perfect for the season.
So don't let us down, or don't let Jim down.
So I'm going to go with Farmville in this one.
Okay, I agree. I mean, I think they're too good right now on offense. We haven't even talked about the defense.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget about the defensive guys, but man, the playmakers they have at running back and receiver, and you mentioned Shaft Parker at quarterback. I'll take the Jaguars. I think they can maybe even get another blowout, but I think that's a safe pick. The last game you mentioned Rose. Rose is 2-0, traveling to the Rocky Mount area, or Nash County to play Nash Central, which is 0-2. And we talked about Rose each week. The offense is starting to come together. You have Copeland Spell is really playing well right now. Jeffrey Williams is good running back. The receivers we know with Cornell Powell, but they have 3 or 4 other guys. So it's coming together pretty quickly. I mean, last year they hit their peak. Obviously in the postseason, made a huge run to the playoffs. And it seems like they're just keeping that going right now. They're traveling to Nash Central, which has played Tarboro and played Kinston. It hasn't fared very well, but 2 pretty good teams, when you look at it. So this is maybe a deceiving matchup. How good is Nash Central or how bad? We don't really know. We do know Rose is going to score points.
Yeah.
That's what they've done so far in 2 weeks. Got a big win at home against Laney last week, a comeback win in the 4th quarter. As we mentioned, Copeland Spell hit Cornell Powell, hit another receiver in the 4th quarter, complete the comeback win. And they're tough to beat right now. They score points, and they're doing enough defensively. We'll see if it holds up this week. Kind of a weird team with Nash Central just because of the schedule they've played and their record. But I'll take the Rampants. I know it's on the road, and they got to do that again, just like they did the first week with Athens Drive. But I think they score enough points. They kind of keep this formula going, and I think they go get a win.
Yeah, I think Rose wins big. Now Central's played some tough competition, but they've been 2 routes.
Yeah,
so
true.
and I think we take a lot from that Rose win against Laney. I mean, Athens Drive might be down, so it may be hard to judge how good they were at that point. But to pull out a win like they did, this past week was pretty impressive. I think, like you said, they just have too many weapons. I mean, look at Powell's numbers already. 2 games.
Yeah.
14 catches, 234 yards, and 3 TDs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad, you know.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see even bigger games from him. The nice thing about it, you mentioned Copeland Spell too, is they're able to hit so many different targets too.
Yep.
That's just going to help them out because I mean you can't key on Powell anymore because Spell's going to find somebody else open and hurt you that way. It's just an impressive start for Rose, and I think they win this one easy and up 3-0.
They able to run the ball too, even with spells. I mean, there's too many dynamics with that offense right now. They're
really
working.
impressive.
It's really they really got that thing going on the offensive side of the ball. It's fun to watch. They're playing really well, along with, as you mentioned, a lot of teams right now in Pitt County. So check out the games Friday, and obviously we'll see you back next week. But a lot of good things to talk about right now. So we will do that and cover the games, and we'll see you next week.